back to Ground Up Guts. Today we are transplanting daffodils. Daffodils make a beautiful, beautiful weed barrier. They're much more decorative barrier than like metal curbing or stones or things like that. And the bulb is so deep and so tight that grass really doesn't. It's really difficult for grass and weeds to get across it. So we're going to stay well away from the root ball. Go all the way around. We're going to go all the way around this daffodil before we cut it in. Now, there is your daffodil bulb. See how deep they like to go? And that's one daffodil. I'm going to leave the roots on it. I'm going to plant it about that deep in there, about that deep in fresh compost on my gas tank garden up there. This will make a nice perimeter, nice barrier, no rocks, no cement. It's very organic, and these will continue to split, spread, grow, and that'll be like a little nursery right off my patio. And help me hide that ugly propane tank. Well, there is obviously numerous each one of these is a viable plant. You stay away from the see how big my hole is? See how big that hole is? I'm well away from the roots, well away from that root ball. All of that was one root ball. But see how I'm way back here? That gives me plenty of room, so I'm not cutting these in half. Because it's a real drag. You go through all this work and then you cut half your plants in half. Boy, that's tight, just really tight. But you can pull them apart, not hurting anything. Just keep pecking away at the outside of that root ball, and I will wind up with a lot of daffodils, obviously a lot of daffodils in just this one. Rip that root ball apart. There you go, 3 more. I like to transplant these in the spring, so we can take advantage of spring rains. Now, in this area, we get a lot of spring rain. However, if you can depend on anything about the Missouri weather, is that it's undependable. And so I'll soak these in. I'll continue splitting these apart, and I'll soak these in just because if there's rain in the forecast, doesn't mean it's going to rain right here. It'll rain around here somewhere, guarantee you. But I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I'm going to give these guys a good drink when I put them in. Plant them, plenty of compost. Wow, that's tight. Don't be afraid to rip them apart. Didn't hurt a thing. Lots of little ones. Lots of little ones. Lots of big ones. And they would have continued spreading just like this, but I don't necessarily want them here. I want them where I can enjoy them, right up in the gas tank garden, up in the front yard, right off my deck. Make a beautiful weed barrier, border. They're typically the first flower to bloom in the spring. My mom used to call them Easter lilies, so I grew up thinking these were Easter lilies. But they're daffodils. See? Isn't that pretty? That is the best looking weed barrier you can get. Beautiful spring color shows up first thing.
Butterflies.
Oh, yeah, butterflies. My gorgeous cameraman was telling me the butterflies love them. My wife's holding the camera. I got her color gorgeous when she's upstairs. This one. 93 bulbs, all different sizes, from teeny tiny babies to great big ones ready to split again. And now we are ready to plant. Now all these flowers, I'll come back with scissors and I'll cut these flowers off, because these flowers, as beautiful as they are, take a lot of energy out of these root balls to keep growing, keep making that flower, keep that flower alive. So they're gonna have to come off. I've enjoyed them. See, they're just about gone, and I want all of that energy that could be supporting that flower, making new daffodils. And now we're ready to start planting. You better watch it.
Did Daddy spook you?
Okay. This is compost from last year's chicken run. We had wood mulch brought in, composted hay and manure brought in from a local farmer, and let the chickens do their thing with it. Now, at 93 bulbs, we have 3 ditches, approximately the same length, thinking 30, 25, 35. That was a little bit longer. So 30 bulbs in this ditch. You're going to have a bulb basically every inch. So we're going to pack these dudes in there nice and tight. Got some compost on the bottom. That looks pretty close to the right height.
Jed, quit eating.
And this is going to make a fantastic border. A bulb every inch. It'll keep the grass and the weeds out. Yeah, there's going to be a few weeds get in there, but nothing, this creepy stuff isn't going to cross over. All of that stuff, I would say, weed seeds blew in and landed there. Nope, don't eat my plants. You are not a vegetarian. Now my heel's up on the dirt, so I'm not stomping them in. I'm just packing it a little bit here. There you go. 30 daffodils planted. Everybody's been planted there, and here. I have one more spit flower. that didn't hurt anybody a bit. And the energy that that flower would have taken is now going to go to the root development. And that's what I'm after. Get these to spread, multiply, and in a couple of years, we'll have 2 or 3 rows deep, nice and wide, big, beautiful blooms in the spring.
If you like this flower garden, like my like button and subscribe for more.